This is Optimal Relationships Daily, episode 2029. Angry? Don't lose it. Use it. By Dr. Laura Markham of ahaparenting.com. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to ORD for another parenting episode, as we do each Thursday and Friday. My name is Greg Audino. I am your host and narrator of this show, and I am so glad to be here with you once again. Today, I'll be sharing a post from Dr. Laura Markham, a post about how we can turn the anger we might experience towards our kids into an opportunity, one that can improve the relationships we have with them and with ourselves. So let's jump right in as we optimize your life. Angry? Don't lose it. Use it. By Dr. Laura Markham of ahaparenting.com. Most of us don't realize how scary our angry faces can be for our children. But that is the hallmark of anger. We lose perspective. When we're angry, it's because we think we need to protect ourselves from some threat. We forget that a misbehaving child is not a threat, just a confused or upset young human with an immature brain. We forget that we are escalating the drama by acting in a threatening way ourselves. We forget that our responsibility as a parent is to act like a grown-up, calmly coaching our child so that they can learn, grow, and develop the ability to regulate their own emotions and behavior. When your child's behavior sends you into your own temper tantrum, you'll be sure that your child is the problem. But anytime you lose it, that's a sign that you're triggered. The definition of being triggered is that old feelings are stirred up, feelings that are making you overreact to the present situation, sending you into a state of emergency, fight, flight, or freeze. Actions you take from that state of fear and anger will never have the result you want. That result is for your child to learn and grow. But that only happens when a child feels safe and connected. When you're triggered, you're not thinking rationally. You're not acting like the calm, emotionally generous parent every child deserves, a parent who can coach your child to be their best self. So, the most important thing to remember about anger is this: resist acting when you are triggered. It's not easy, right? When you're triggered, you feel like it's an emergency. You're driven to act. In our last post, we talked about how to cut the drama when your child gets angry and you get triggered. But what if, like so many parents, you find yourself getting angry often? That's a message that you need to do some work on yourself. After all, no one ever really triggers you. They are your triggers, whether from stress, from your own childhood, or from other life traumas. Your child has simply unearthed them and is giving you the opportunity to heal them. Life has a way of doling out lessons that we didn't ask for, but which help us develop more wholeness. When we resist those lessons, they land in our lap over and over, usually with more force, until we finally tackle them. And children, who trigger our deepest emotions, are often our greatest teachers. Why not use those episodes when your child pushes your buttons as an opportunity to deactivate them, preferably the buttons, not the child? Here's how. Number 1, commit now to using your anger as a learning opportunity rather than acting on it. That way, next time you slide into fight or flight and your child looks like the enemy, you'll already have made the decision to move away from your child. It's hard to do, but it's always the first step of anger management. And don't worry, it gets easier every time you do it. You're building neural pathways for better self-regulation, actually rewiring your brain. Number 2, when you get angry, hit the pause button. Stop, drop your agenda, just for now. Breathe. Shift your attention away from your child. Move away and turn inward. Notice where the anger is in your body. Breathe into it and hold yourself with compassion. This won't feel good. In fact, you might feel like you're going to hyperventilate or even vomit. But every time you can breathe through that unbearable feeling without lashing out, you are emptying your emotional backpack so you won't get triggered as easily in the future. Number 3, empower yourself. When you start feeling stuck about some issues with your child, stop focusing on your child's behavior and focus on your own reaction. Write in your journal. Vent to another parent, making sure you focus on your feelings rather than on your child's behavior, so you get to the deeper tears and fears beneath your anger. Explore your childhood connections to this issue. How is past trauma or current stress playing a role? What can you do to make things different? As you unlock your own turmoil and become able to notice the physiological sensations of your emotions and breathe through them without taking action, you release the stuck places in yourself. That means you're unplugging emotionally from the drama with your child. The result? Your child begins to change too. The paradox is that the child seems to be creating the problem, but when we work on our part of it, the problem always diminishes. Is that because once we come back to peace with the issue, we can set firm but kind limits and help our child with his emotions instead of adding fuel to the fire? Or because when we love ourselves more, we can give our child the unconditional love she needs? Or because we're in a spiritual relationship with our children, and they bring us the issues we need to heal inside us? Or simply that once we stop pushing our children to be different, they're free to stop resisting, so they start to change. Regardless, once we melt the tangle in ourselves, our child so often makes a breakthrough too. We both heal and grow. So today, when you get triggered with your child, don't lose it. Use it. And say thanks to your little Zen master, at least in your mind. You just listened to the post titled, Angry? Don't Lose It, Use It, by Dr. Laura Markham of ahaparenting.com. Now, there's a lot of talk about New Year's resolutions right now, and most of them revolve around either a healthier lifestyle or freeing up some time for ourselves. Why not both? Get started on your resolutions with Factor, so you're ready for the new year. Factor's ready-to-eat meal delivery takes the stress out of meal planning and sets you up for success in the new year. Skip the grocery stores, prep work, and cooking fatigue. Instead, get chef-crafted, dietitian-approved meals delivered right to your door. With over 35 meals to choose from per week, including options like keto, calorie smart, vegan and veggie, and more, plus over 55 weekly add-ons, you'll have a ton of nutritious and flavorful options to kickstart your resolutions. And what I really like is that when things get hectic, Factor is flexible. Change your order up every week with plans from 4 to 18 meals per week, or pause or reschedule your deliveries anytime. So head to factormeals.com/optimal50, that's optimal50, and use code optimal50 to get 50% off. That's code optimal50 at factormeals.com/optimal50 to get 50% off.
There are lots of ways to potentially boost your investments these days, and even more options on where to stash them. Make the smart move by transferring your brokerage account over to Robinhood. Whether you're transferring $1,000 or $2 million, don't miss out on Robinhood's offer for an unlimited 1% bonus on your assets. Unlimited, as in no cap. See why over 3 million people have rated Robinhood 5 stars on the App Store. Visit Robinhood.com/optimal to claim your bonus. Terms apply to the bonus. See full bonus terms at Robinhood.com. Investments offered through Robinhood Financial LLC. Investing is risky.
Okay, and another great article from Dr. Laura. You know, managing our reactions to our child's behavior is essential, not just for their growth, but also our emotional health. I hope you picked up on that through this article. The critical point here, I think, is to resist acting when triggered by anger. Because when we're angry, we often misinterpret a child's misbehavior as a threat, like she said. And that causes us to overlook our role as nurturing guides for our kids. You know, it's not dissimilar from how we might be triggered by our partners. And if you've listened for a while, you know how often we talk about taking breaks from arguments and addressing pain points when we're in a more neutral state of mind. It's the same thing. Realizing that our outbursts stem from deeper, unresolved issues within us helps us to address these root causes, leading to calmer, more rational responses. And this not only improves our emotional management, but perhaps more importantly, it also sets a positive example for our children, teaching them to regulate their emotions and behaviors. And viewing anger as a chance for personal growth, as an opportunity, that's definitely a good hack for helping us cultivate that supportive environment that our kids need. So with that, we are going to wrap things up for today, everyone. Parents, thank you for tuning in and doing right by your children today. This is definitely a post we can all take with us. So look for ways to apply it today, and be sure to tune in again tomorrow for another article. That's where your optimal life awaits.